Mental health is something that we all have and we all need resilience. Welcome back to another episode of Irrepressible. Ordinary people, extraordinary resilience. And in this interview today, I interview Adam Gilroy. Now, Adam Gilroy is somebody who's a member of the British Army and has been for a number of years. When he was a teenager and he first went to join the army, he found himself in a place where his mum had cancer. Adam talks about how he had to move through that, what life was like being in the army with some of the struggles that he did have internally, what that looked and felt like, and how he's managed to move through and become the man that he is today. He does some PT work and still works as a PT within the army. There's a lot to take away from this. Gilly's story is pretty inspirational, and I really hope you enjoy it. If you do like the interview and you want to see much more like this, then remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you know each and every time we post another video. And I really hope that you can take something from this interview today. Adam Gilroy, known to me as Gilly. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, looking forward to doing this?
Yes, mate. Yeah, really looking forward to it.
Good. So before we get started, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing in the world today.
Yeah, so Adam Gilroy, I'm currently serving in the British Army. So I've been in the Army 11 years now, over 2 services. And I also do some online PT work for people who want to get fit while we do COVID-19 stuff.
Okay, nice. Good. So you've been serving in the army for 11 years?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know it was that long.
Yeah.
So, look, today we're going to be talking about resilience. So why don't we just jump straight in, and I'm going to ask you to tell me a little bit about your life, some of the adversity you faced, and how how and why you've had to be resilient in the way that you have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, started as a young child, dad was in the army, moved around a lot. So as a child, I found that very hard. Every 2-3 years, up in sticks, going to different countries, meeting new people, and trying to adapt to a new life.
Yeah.
I found that really struggle. I had a stepdad come into my life, and then it just I was with my dad most of my for 3-4 years of my life, and my stepdad came into my life, and that's when it really took off. I used to struggle with life as a young child, moving countries. I used to rebel against my parents. I used to blame them for the way I used to be, pretty much. My anger issues, and I used to take everything out on them.
Do you think that's common in young people that live with somebody that's in the army to struggle with the moving around?
I think some children do. I mean, the army today, I think they like to settle more families.
Yeah.
But obviously, when there's families up sticks and moving a lot, I think some children can obviously you lose routine. They've liked someone, they might go to a new place and not like to go there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And so you did a lot of, like, when you was younger, you felt like you put a lot of the blame on your parents for how you was acting. And what did that look like? How was you acting?
Oh, I'd just do anything. Going from being in the wrong crowds at a young age.
Yeah.
When it comes to schoolwork, refusing to educate myself, refusing to learn, and just being, let's let everyone to make me feel good. I liked when people used to laugh at me being stupid.
Yeah. So you sort of ended up playing the clown, bit of the clown at school and stuff like that.
Yeah, people see it as embarrassing. I see it as like, oh, they're laughing. It was like me. So let's do more of it.
Yeah. And did that stay through into like your teenage years?
I think that's still with me today. I can 31 years old, and I can be mature, but then I have that part of me that will just go back into a child and be immature, like, oh, look, that's me, I'm an idiot, kind of thing.
Yeah. Does it help when you do that, or do you feel?
I think sometimes it's just like it just happens to me, and I feel good. I don't know how it happens, and after maybe I'm like, oh, I overstepped the line there with that, and then I have to think about my actions.
Yeah. I'm a bit like that. Yeah. So we're quite similar in that way. And obviously, for people that don't know, we played in the same football team did we do a full season? You were there last season, weren't you?
Yeah, nearly 2 years, I think.
Was it nearly 2 years? Yeah. So and probably me and you were very much the clowns in the changing rooms, right?
Yeah.
So what happened then when you went into your teenage years and then moved through to like adulthood? Did you find that you struggled in that transition from school to work? Did you go straight into the army as a?
Yeah, 16 years old. I did 6 months in retail while I was waiting to join the army, and straight into the army. My mum didn't like me joining the army. She was going through tough times. She was going through cancer as I was joining the army. So I just put that to the side. I hide a lot of things. I'm a very good hider. I can get through anything. I just hide it all. I don't. I let it build up, but I don't explode. So I'll just sit in me nicely.
Yeah.
Probably not healthy at all either.
Yeah. So what? You were 16 when she went through cancer.
Yeah.
And did she come through cancer? Did she?
Yeah. So she come through. There's a lot of she had cancer, and then she won the lottery at the same time. So it was like, oh, there's a negative into a positive.
She actually what? She won the lottery.
Yeah, she won the lottery. She won a couple of million.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's really good. So we found that like having a negative, there's always a positive on the other side of this. So it was really good for the family. Like we've had so much rubbish, and then we've come out really good.
Wow! And she won the lottery after being diagnosed with cancer. Was she in the sort of treatment of cancer when she?
Yeah, she was in the treatment. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really good. So a lot of publicity on it. I probably won't go into too much, but yeah.
Yeah, and so how did you cope? How did you deal with that time when your mum, like the adulation of winning the lottery? So there's that positive there, but obviously internally you must have been scared as well as a young lad.
Yeah, because obviously I was away, so I didn't basic training, and I got posted to Germany, my first posting. So I'm like 17 years old now. I'm in Germany. My mum's got cancer at home, and I felt. Obviously, I'm still rebelling for everything that's happened. I've still got this dark past in me where I would take it out on my brothers and sisters. They wouldn't give me updated information. And if it wasn't something I didn't want to hear, I'd have a go at them or take it out my mum for no reason at all. Yeah. I like the information passed to me. I want to know everything. So I'm in the loop. I'm in a different country. And I found that they would use that against me. Oh, you're not here, so you can't do nothing.
Yeah. So you felt really like isolated, I suppose, as well from the family.
Yeah.
How did you deal with it on your own? What sort of things did you do to come through that?
Well, yeah, it was tough. So I was in Germany. I was on my own. I had a good lot of people around me. I probably turned to alcohol really easy early in my life. Obviously, being in the army, you've got a good social life. So for me, I probably drank more than I did. I just got on with it. I just got my life and just hid it all behind me. And then I didn't really talk to my family that much until I come home 3 times a year, and then they saw me as a changed person. I was an angry man. Yeah.
And do you think that anger came from burying emotions down and stuff like that?
Yeah. I'd say I probably didn't sort my anger out until I was at least probably like 26.
Right. And how did you do that?
That's when my lovely wife, when I also got married, had kids. I was still having financial issues at home because I left the army for a little bit because I thought I knew what was best for me. Yeah. And that's how I did things. And I'd make mistakes, a lot of mistakes. And now growing up, those mistakes have made me such a better person. But I've learned the hard way.
Yeah. So you've proper learned, like you've done some bad things, and those mistakes that you've made you've been able to come through them with the support of your wife to become stronger and better as a person.
Yeah, without meeting Amy, my wife, I don't know where I'd be today. I left the army. That's when I met her when I was leaving the army in a bad way. Very heavy drinker. She wanted to go out and have fun all the time. Didn't really care about what was on the next day. So my army career was going downhill. The last 18 months of my army career was going down really bad in a bad route. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's it like being in the army? Because like from an outsider looking in, there might be this perception that to be in the army, you're not allowed to, you're not allowed to struggle. You're not allowed to talk about internal feelings. Obviously, you're still in the army now, and you're clearly talking about them struggles. So that, I guess that can't be true, right? It can't be true of the army that you can't talk. But do you think that you had that perception when you was younger? I don't know. You tell me, what's it like in the army? And
the army today is brilliant. I can't fault it. The way there's people out there in the army who, if you're mentally unstable, physically unstable, there's options out there for everyone. Yeah. I'd say back in the day, Probably not as much, but I think it's like where mental health comes into it. It's really it's so broad at the moment, and loads of people talking about it. Where let's say 10 years ago, no one was really talking about it.
Yeah, yeah. So the army's really improved on that front.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah,
obviously, I mean, I came in, didn't I? I came in and spoke with some of the guys there, and
yeah,
you could see that they're very open and things and stuff like that. So when you look at like what you've been through quite a journey there, right?
yeah,
Of the struggles that you had when you was younger because of the moving about with your dad being in the army and stuff like that, and then obviously you ended up living with a stepdad, right, for a bit, and then your mum gets cancer. You struggle in your early adulthood, but now it seems like you've been able to sort of come through that, right? To
yeah.
be the man that you are today. And what would you say enabled you to do that? If you had to pick on certain actionable things, what would you say they were that have enabled you to come through that? I think you've already spoke about one, which is your wife, yeah,
Yeah.
Amy, who's like being able to help you and support you through that. So getting the support of her. Is there anything else that you would like say that has really helped you and enabled you to be resilient in that way?
Yeah, especially probably the last 3 years, fitness. For
Yeah,
me, fitness has been a real, if I don't train, I'm grumpy.
yeah,
And me training and train every day for an hour and a half, 2 hours, it's so good. I feel so good, and it's probably got me through a lot of things.
yeah, yeah. So training and your wife Amy's helped you and your family. I
Yeah,
think there's a lot to be said, right? I know for me, like being a dad is one of the things that really drives me to do well. And I know I see in you, you're like a real family person, right?
yeah.
You know, with your wife and your kids, and I think that's incredible. Would anything else on top of that, the fitness, or do you think it is mainly that fitness and the family stability
Yeah,
you
I
got?
think this fitness and family, say, without the family who support me, I'd say, as most people, you'd be nothing. Without that support, it's really good. And then me just do my fitness, and I found that doing my fitness is now inspiring others as well who are struggling out there, and they've come to me for support. And I feel like it's just madness how it's all changed the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I've seen it on your social platforms and stuff like that. On that you when you put your videos out. And listen, as somebody who puts videos out myself, particularly being a football player as well, so like with the football lads, and then probably with your work lads, within the army and stuff like that, it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there because you get a lot of stick in it. Like at
Yeah,
football, I'm sure, I don't know which team, with the team you play for now, but I know with the team I play for, I get stick for what I do online. Yeah, of course the lads all support me in it as well, right? Because they know the
yeah,
score. But I think to do what you're doing, to put yourself out there and be vulnerable enough to think, you know what, and share your journey in the way that you have. I think that's a really positive thing, especially the way you're doing it, where you've not been like, I don't know, there's been this kind of willingness in you to be like, I might not have all the answers, but here's what I'm doing, putting myself out there. The
yeah.
fitness stuff, but I don't know, you've done it in a mental health kind of way as well, I think.
Yeah, I try and make sure, like, when I put a post on there, before I just put, like, how I'm training, why I'm training, like, I want to put, like, a post on there, like, how every day is a different day when you train, like, with me. So how will that affect me and how I can put that message out there. So when I was like, oh, I might have had a bad day today, but I still went out and did something and just to get the message out there. So hopefully, like, main things, like, you look at the videos, but the little script, I don't like to write too much because obviously people get bored of it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
a different message every day, and someone else will go, oh, do you know what, that relates to me. So
yeah. Yeah, and you've seen, like we were just talking before we started recording, you've had a lot of people reach out, right? And
yeah,
sort of, want to pick up on your motivation and be able to do stuff.
yeah. The main people that I'm attracted at the moment is people who are vulnerable, who are their mental awareness and stuff isn't the best, and they
Mm.
need motivating. Some people have never trained, so I feel like this is my bag. I can help these people, and like I've got some people who are on an incredible journey right now. And we have some people just like some of my clients just ringing for a chat, and it's just
Yeah.
so good to have that. The feeling's so good. Well, probably as you know, it's just someone to reach out to you and someone tell you that I'm doing good for them, and it feels really good.
Mate, it's incredible. It's incredible. So what would you say to kind of, bring everything together? What would you say throughout all of that you've experienced? What's the big learnings about yourself?
I say from my personal experience, everything you do, you've got to do it for yourself. You've got to be a little bit selfish.
Mm.
you're going to make mistakes, but that's how you grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as long as you rectify those mistakes, and yeah, you're going to make the same mistakes maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's when you've got to realize yourself and have that inner thought and be a bit grown up about it and say, "Do you know what? Maybe it is time to do this." And then it's putting that action in, that next step of the line of actually doing it. And from then, I feel you can grow.
Yeah, mate, incredible. So is there anything else you want to get across? Anything else you want to say to anyone that might be watching this? The good thing about what I'm going to be doing with this, I do a lot of work in schools, I do a lot of work in the corporate environment. So there'll be a lot of, there'll be different kind of people watching this. If you could give them a message, based on your experience, what do you think you'd say to them?
Oh, you've got me there. You've got me there.
I think a lot of it would be, what you've just said there about that, making mistakes and still getting up. And I think, one thing that I really respect about you is you as a kind of man and a lad, you take the banter, you do the banter, but you also recognize there's a serious point to life as well too. So that's what I take a lot from you.
I'd say I always say that it's a good caption. I'll probably use it in my hashtags. I say that you're stronger than your excuse.
Yeah, I love that. Stronger than your excuse.
Yeah, I found that through. I was doing some research a couple of weeks ago, and it popped up. I was like, that is powerful. Everything I like the powerful. You got to be focused. Keep your mind active and your body free.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
What a way to wrap this up. Listen, Gilly, mate, I think this has been really good. I think this will be really useful for a lot of people as well. Yeah. I just want to say I appreciate you genuinely. Despite the banter that we have, I think you're a top lad. I think you're doing some good things in the world, and you're clearly helping a lot of people. Lastly, for anyone that might want to see some of the work that you're doing, what's the best way for them to find you?
Obviously, probably Instagram. I'm really busy in there, so it's Adam Gilroy _PT.
At Adam Gilroy _PT. Obviously, all of that stuff will be in the comments. Gilly, thank you for what's been a really powerful #powerful interview. Thanks a lot, mate.
No, thank you very much. Cheers, Josh.